Man, I look like shit. Today I decided not to drive and talk. The sun was shining into my face too much and it was just dangerous and reckless. So I'm at home now, and today's topic is my issue with people not wanting to have children. And before I begin the topic, I want to explain that there's a big difference between not wanting to have children and not being able to have children. Like maybe you're infertile, maybe you have different biological or chemical reasons why you're not able to have children. And this is very unfortunate because people that are not able to have children and they want children is, you can only imagine the amount of effort that they go through to have that child, or maybe they never can. Before I even start the video, sorry, I have tonsillitis, so I'm wearing a neck scarf and I also sound like shit, so. But the difference is, not wanting to have children is plainly selfish. It's just selfish. This means that you have different priorities in life than to have children. That you're looking after yourself and your own needs first. This is what it means to not want to have children. Many of us come up with excuses, or just people come up with excuses not to have children, and I've heard many of them. Some people say, I'm not ready to have children because I'm not in the financial situation to have children. Maybe they say, I've had a very traumatic upbringing, so I don't want to give my child the same traumatic upbringing. Maybe they say, the world is so toxic these days and I don't want to bring my child into this toxic world and have them suffer and blah, blah, blah. Maybe, you just straight up say, I hate children. They irritate me. I fucking hate children. I don't want children. Maybe you're the kind of person that says that. And, many people just come up with very different excuses not to have children. And I'm just going to say, they're all selfish. They're all self-serving, selfish opinions. Not wanting to have a child. When you are sitting here watching this video alive, is pretty fucked up. What makes you think that you have the authority in life to not have children? Do you have some kind of get out of jail free card that says you have the authority to not have children in this planet, in this life? Do you think that your mom and dad had an easy time bringing you up while you were 6 months old, shitting yourself into your, Pampers and having to change your diapers every, couple of hours, giving your parents sleepless nights, insomnia, them being worried about every single thing that you've done in life, worried that you're not kidnapped, that you're doing well in school, that you're fed, that your nutritional needs are met, that you're doing well mentally, physically, and overall in life, worried for you, having these moments of joy when you're doing well, and having these moments of sadness and pain when you're not doing well. Your parents gave you everything that they had. And you think that you can be selfish right now and say, fuck this, I'm not going to have children because I want to do my own thing. I want to travel. I want to travel the world. I want to see the world. Selfish. Yeah, I want. It's very easy to want. It's very easy to want. But you know what? In this life, it takes to give. You need to give more than you take. The only time that you're going to experience an actual real life, like if you really want to experience goodness and pleasure in life, then give more. Give more to other people. Not only things. You don't need to give things. Give your time. Give your knowledge. Give your time. Give your space. Give your energy. Your vibes. Be a good person around the people that you care about, around everyone. And another act of giving is bringing someone else into this planet. Having a child. If you're not able to have children, there are different avenues that you can go through to have children. Adoption. Maybe you want to work in a school and, give your knowledge and give your love of being a teacher to other children. Like, change their lives through education. This can be your way of contributing. And you don't have to have children. You can just name all of these children that are in your classroom your own children. You give them your whole self. You give them every little bit of yourself to make them have a better life in the future. And that's fine. I'm not telling you to bring someone into this world. You know, it's different. My big issue is with people that say they do not like children and they do not want to help children. Those selfish individuals. Your parents went through a lot of pain. What makes you think that you don't have to do that? You can see everything, every single living thing on this planet, viruses, bacteria, trees, flowers, animals, ants, every living thing on this planet reproduces. A tree, an acorn tree, drops its seeds and other trees are growing out of those seeds. The same way you have seeds and different reproductive things that you should use. Those are there for a reason. Do you think that you seeing an attractive female or attractive male, depending what gender you are, you can just have intercourse, have that moment of pleasure, and that's it, and not have a child? Why do you think that pleasure even exists in the first place? Why do you think that there is a moment of pleasure? It's because balance. It's because with a moment of pleasure has to come a moment of discomfort, a pain. A lot of pain for the woman that is having that child. 9 months of labor, or 9 months of carrying the child in labor and then, conceiving the child. Pain. All for that, moment's pleasure. It's the balance of the world. Just in this case, it's more pain probably than pleasure. Then you get to experience the pleasure and the pain of the child being there, taking care of it. Then the child grows up and takes care of you. Like, what do you think you're going to do when you're 75 or 80 and you're old and you're fucking dying of cancer? Who's going to take care of you? Well, you don't have children. You said you don't want to have children. And then guess what? You're 75 and you wish you had children. You wish that you didn't have this stupid mindset of thinking, oh, I don't want to bring my child into this toxic world. Look at how much effort animals go through of like reproducing. Have you seen this David Attenborough show where the birds do this dance and they have like these different birds that are their wingman or wing birds like are doing these dances to get this other bird laid, to get this other bird a chance of having intercourse with another female bird, all just to reproduce. And you need to do a lot of hard work too to reproduce. I mean, you have to take care of yourself. You need to take care of yourself. You need to work really hard on yourself to be able to attract the female that you're going to have children with. There's a lot of things you need to keep in mind. And the number one thing is that it's pretty much a sin to not want to have children. It's pretty much a sin. It's your duty to have a child. It's your duty. That's why you have the reproductive system that God gave you. God gave you every single thing that you need to be able to have a child. Think of the attraction, chemistry. When you see another woman that you're attracted to and you think that she's going to have your baby. Like, think of what goes through your mind, through your body, what kind of, body sensations you get. Why you're attracted to this female in the first place. I mean, men are attracted to like wide hips and, big breasts. Why? I mean, big hips, so so she's able to have your children, easier labor or whatever it's called. Big breasts, so she's able to feed your baby. Why do you think you're attracted to these things? It's all primal instinct. It's all human nature. That's why you're attracted to these things. So you have to fully use them, not just, for a moment of pleasure. So, I'm going to just have intercourse and then just not do anything. It's a sin. Plain as day. A sin. No one gave you the get out of jail free card not to have children on this planet. And let me say something else as well. I believe if you're not going to have children on in this life, then you're not going to have the most fulfilling and purposeful life either. Children give us, you know, fulfillment. They're a pride and joy. That's what gives us purpose. That's what makes you live another day. If you do not want to have children and you only want to take care of yourself, this is not enough. Taking care of yourself is not enough in this planet. Taking care of yourself is quite easy. It's not meaningful. You live for other people. There are moments when people say, I live for another person. Living for yourself is very easy and it's boring. It doesn't take much effort living for yourself. But having children is sort of living for them. You're there for them and you try and be the best that you can for them. And you're not going to be perfect. I mean, perfect does not exist. You cannot be perfect. And again, if you try and give them the perfect life, give them everything that they want when they're crying, oh, there's your Xbox, there's your PS5 that you asked for, you're not really setting them up for success, are you? You're kind of setting them up for failure if you give them everything that they want. But you have to provide them with this balance, the same balance that you got. I'm pretty sure your upbringing wasn't perfect. There's moments of trauma, there's moments where you're really upset, and there's moments that you're just hating your parents, that you said, fuck this, throwing tantrums. Same's going to happen to you. They're going to say the same thing to you watching this video. If you have a child, they're going to hate you at times, they're going to love you at times. It's just balance, just what happens in life. You need to accept that. You need to accept that. You're no different than any other living thing on this planet. Than the trees, than the flowers, than the ants, birds. You're no different. Every single organism reproduces. You're no different. You're going to suffer if you do not reproduce. You're going to suffer. You're going to have identity crises. You're not going to have the same purpose as another person does. I can see many examples where people that do not want to have children lead very disturbing lives, where they do not know what to do with themselves. They don't have enough motivation or desire to live. It sounds pretty dark, but they don't have enough desire to live. There's not enough in them to make them get out of bed, to make them do anything purposeful in this world, to change themselves for the better, to achieve something meaningful, be a role model for your children. Imagine the difference between wanting to be a role model for your children, like as a man, let's say. Imagine wanting to be like the superhero character for your children, like, going to the gym and just going to all these martial arts to, appear as a superhero to your child. So they're like, wow, my dad's a fucking superhero, Imagine this comparing to you not having any children and just living for yourself. And that's not enough. That's not enough motivation, not enough like drive in that. I don't see any colors in this. This is like black and white, more black. It's like, it's horrible. It sounds horrible. Not wanting to have children sounds horrible. Yes, you may want to say, oh, I'm going to travel, I'm going to see the world, blah, blah, blah. You're going to get bored of that. Every single time that you are doing something only for yourself, it gets boring. It gets boring because it's not as fulfilling as doing something for another person or another anything, for anyone else, for the planet, for the energy of the world. If you're doing something to serve God or to serve the energy of the world, just to bring positivity into this world. If you're doing something for yourself, self-serving, it's not fun. It's boring. You're going to get bored of that and you're going to say, fuck this. Like, it brings you no purpose. That's the reason why it's a sin. It's being self-serving and selfish is pretty much the worst thing you can do, and not having children is the most selfish thing that you can do. So yeah, there's think about it. there's every single thing makes sense for you to have children. You've the body for it, you've the chemistry for it, the biology, and everything is there. You're not going to experience life fully if you're only seeking pleasure, or only if you're seeking something, you know, happiness for yourself. And the biggest moments of happiness I've had in life is when I gave something to another person. And it's not things. Sometimes it's things, you know, but my time, my effort. I can only imagine how much pleasure, how much fulfillment, how much purpose it brings you when you are doing something for your own child, or just for another human being that is very close to you. You may say, "Oh, I just want to have dogs. I just want to like have dogs and take care of them instead of children." Well, it's not as hard as taking care of humans. I mean, you're still doing something positive, but you might as well just have a child. Yes, it's harder, but way more fulfilling. So that's my rant about my issue with people that do not want to have children. I don't believe that, or I believe that you're going to have a very difficult time in life if you don't want to have children and you never do have children. And if you just can't have children, if biology and, you know, chemistry and maybe you're infertile, if all of these things do not let you have children, it's very unfortunate, but there are different avenues that you can just adopt a child, do different things to help children. So yeah, that's my rant. I hope that I maybe change your mind. And here, I'm not here to give out or to hate on people that don't want to have children. I'm just here to change your mind, maybe just to make you think, because maybe there's never been a chance in your life where someone could explain to you what it is not to have children. Maybe no one explained these things to you. It's just something to make you think. I'm not trying to convince you or anything. You know, it's your life at the end of the day. I'm not going to live your life. You're going to live your life. So, if that is your decision, that's your decision. I mean, I can't change that, but I can say some things that might make you reconsider your decision. You need you need to have children to have a full, fulfilling life. Otherwise, you're just taking more than you're giving. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.